Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that we would do something a little bit different from our usual mustache reviews and first impressions. I thought that we would try a new idea I've had recently called the Top 10 Moustaches. So today we are going to be going through my list of the top 10 mustaches in movies and TV series. A couple rules for this top 10 list is no two characters from a single TV show or movie, and as well no animated movies, just live action. Another rule is that the mustache in question must not extend past the standard traditional mustache area. So no Hulk Hogans or anything of that sort. Just the standard mustache. As well, I will not be telling you the actor. I will just be telling you the character name. So, with these rules in mind, let's get started. Now here I have a list of 10. It is in no particular order. I have randomized my 10 names here, so I will be showing them in no particular order, which is why you might think, how could you say him last and not him first, or what have you. So we are just going to go through. Now I'm going to include the photos of the characters. I'm going to be looking about 2 or 3 pictures of each character, and I will show them to you in the order that I am seeing them. So number 1, what we've got here is John Watson here, or sorry, Dr. Watson from Sherlock. Now this particular TV show is based in our modern day, and you might see Sherlock and you say, Dr. Watson didn't have a mustache? But in the one episode, the special, where they went back to Victorian England, he did have a mustache. That was called The Abominable Bride from 2016. One reason why I think this is a very good mustache is because you can certainly tell that it is an individual mustache. It is his mustache. It's not a cookie cutter mustache. It is very personal for the actor here. So definitely nice, thick, very full, and some little cheeky curls on the end are exactly what would constitute a good looking mustache here. We can see in the photo, the first one, he is looking rather dapper in his quite warm looking outfit. It is becoming warm weather, so that looks quite warm. Let's see here, number 2 picture here, we've got him looking rather serious. You can see his mustache, no matter in what light, it is a good mustache. It has good contrast to his skin tone here, so the dark parts look quite vivid, and the parts in the light look quite well as well. The last photo here, perhaps my favorite, Dr. Watson standing next to Sherlock, and you can see that he has his curls in good order. Definitely perky tips, but the center looks quite natural. So you can definitely tell that he has a good style going on here. Our next character here is John Campbell from the TV series Hell on Wheels. That was a 5-season TV show, although I believe they split the last season in 2, so it was about as long as a 6-season show. John Campbell is the governor of the Wyoming Territory from season 4 and 5. In the first photo here, you can see he is looking quite dapper. He's got a very clean outfit, and we must remember that he is a cowboy, so he's living and working in a very dirty world. But I'm already breaking my rule, aren't I? Because he's got something going on under the lip. but we must ignore that rule for now. I think his mustache is certainly worthy of my list here. So, let's see here. Our second photo, him smoking a cigar, and in this photo you can see in perfect light, he's got some stubble going on here, but a very full mustache, very thick mustache here. A perfect shape as well, what we're talking about, and good color as well. Our last photo of John Campbell is him, looks like he's coming out of some building. And you can see, just even from a distance, his mustache has good definition, very well contrasted to what's going on behind it. His skin is, of course, more colored because of the sunshine on his skin. He's a cowboy out in the Wild West, so he's getting a fair amount of sunshine, and yet his mustache still stands out quite well. Our third entry has to be Superman from the Justice League. And you might say, Superman never had a mustache in Justice League? Well, he did. You just didn't see it. I have a photo here of the edited Superman and the real Superman, I suppose, and you can see he certainly does have something up top. Well trimmed above the top lip here. Our second photo here is perhaps one of my favorites. You can see in great definition the light is shining on his skin, and you can see that mustache is contrasting very well. Well maintained just above the top lip. This is really how I wish Superman was all the time. I think it was incredible that he would wear that mustache and refuse to shave it. Because of course you think of Superman, you think super clean shaven. Let's see here. That's all. We only have 2 photos for Superman. A couple interesting tidbits is that mustache had to be digitally removed after filming, and it was an estimated cost of $3 million to remove his mustache from the movie. That is definitely a $3 million mustache, isn't it? Okay. Number 4 on my list here is Dr. Dolittle. And you might have watched Dr. Dolittle and thought Dr. Dolittle had a scruffy beard. But no, we're not talking about the new Dr. Dolittle. We are talking about Dr. Dolittle from the 1998 movie with, well, I remember I'm not saying the actor's name here, but let's show you the photo. We've got Dr. Dolittle with a fantastic bit of upper lip hair. Very nice, very well formed, well shaped. Here he is with his tiger. Dr. Dolittle, our second photo, you can see perhaps a different scene here. He's wearing his white coat here. And the pure just depth of this mustache is perhaps one of the finest in that regard. It is very deep, it is very thick and very full. Again, just like Superman, trimmed to the top lip, above the top lip. But of course, being a doctor, you probably have some requirements for your mustache. Here's another photo of him here. A little bit lower quality, these pictures. It is an old movie, so it's not easy to get good photos, but you can see even from a distance with a very dark background, not good lighting, you can see the mustache really stands out. It is definitely a trademark of the actor. I would say a fair few movies of his have a mustache in them, but he wears it so well. It's a perfect fit for his face. Okay, next up we have a good one. Well, they're all good, but perhaps you'll quite enjoy this one especially. We're talking about Inspector Henckel from the Grand Budapest Hotel movie. And Inspector Henckel was sent to the Grand Budapest Hotel to investigate a crime. And when he was in the film, it was a special moment. I quite enjoyed that character because he added something I would say he complemented the feel of the film, especially. Now, this film was difficult to choose just one mustache because there were many good mustaches in this film. Our first photo is here. It says Henckel's Edward Norton. Spoiler alert, who plays Henckel? This is a great picture because we've got that perfect contrast here. The picture in question is full of just gray tones, brown tones, and you can see that his mustache really does jump out of his face here. Perfect form. It is trimmed just above the lip, but is it truly trimmed just above the lip? No, it's being kept just above the lip. It's being pushed to the sides here with some cheeky curls on the end there. Definitely, he has earned his mustache, you could say. He is high up in the chain of command there, so when you see him, you think he means business, especially with such a mean look on his face here. Our second photo, again, it says Edward Norton. We can see Inspector Henckel's wearing his fur coat. Very drab environment here, very gray, and yet even from a distance viewing, you can see the perfect curls on the end of that mustache. Let's see here, our last photo of Inspector Henckel's. You can see again, he's got his fur coat, gray tones, and you can see the tips of his mustache pointing upward. Very well maintained here. Must have been using some good wax because it's not even drooping, it's not even appearing to sag. It is kept perfectly above the lip. Let's see. Now, honorable mention, of course, for the Grand Budapest Hotel. Like I said, it's difficult to choose just one. It would have to be Dimitri. His mustache was trimmed just above the lip, you can see, but the tip of the mustache on either side is pointing up skyward. Now, his mustache, great color, great definition, good contrast against his skin tone, and you've got those perfect little tips. It's incredible because short hairs, I find, generally don't want to point any way you want them to, at least in my case. But you can see his hairs are very short on the sides, and yet he's got them pointed upward. That takes skill. Okay, next on our list, we've got the landlady's husband from Kung Fu Hustle. This character, I always liked this character. I would say they're my favorite character from the film because, well, I find that the mustache really makes them more lovable. It makes them warm and approachable, you could say. The character in question acts as kind of your fun, nutty uncle. And he has a wife, of course, the landlady, who is very stern and strict, and he has to make her happy as well as do as he pleases, because he's a fun guy. He wants to have fun. Our first photo here, again, it's not great quality photos, I know, but here's him with the landlady. You can just see his mustache here. Even from a distance, the photo quality might not be the best, but you can see good definition just riding that top lip. It fits the form exactly. Here's another one. Let's see. The next one is him at the poker table, and you can see it is well trimmed, well maintained, and I think he is in this scene attempting to blend in. He's pretending to be just a regular Joe. So, very interesting. I love the expressions on his face. The mustache really complements his expressions very well. Okay, next on our list, we have one of my favorite mustaches for sure. This one would be in the top 10 of any of my lists of mustaches I could hope to make. This particular mustache is Parnell's mustache from the TV series Just Passing Through. That one was, I believe it's only, as far as I know, on YouTube. But Parnell, an interesting character. It's difficult to find any shot of him alone because he's always with his cousin Terry. I believe it's his cousin Terry or his cousin Owen. And Parnell, he always was, you could view him as a supporting role, a balancing role. Terry is, his cousin is a rather outlandish character. So Parnell tends to keep Terry in line, not necessarily in line like being a good boy, but keep Terry being Terry. Sometimes his cousin would branch off and do different things, and Parnell reminds him of who he truly is. Whether it's a good person or a bad person, he reminds him who he is. Here our first shot is Parnell with a nice close-up, that's for sure. You can see he has beard growth here. He's got stubble. You can see that he's got very great potential for a full big old beard, but his style is mustaches. You can see well trimmed. That's trimmed to roughly above the lip. I'd say he has a similar situation to me in that regard, where between the lip and the bottom of the nose there's not as much space. So to have a fantastic mustache in a small amount of space is truly incredible, I would say. Definitely great color, even up close. That's usually the danger shot for mustaches. But you can see, I don't think he's got any wax or anything. It looks a bit rough, a bit unkept, but it still looks very full. Another photo here, the next one up close again. This one is in a dark scene. This is a night scene. And you can see that it is just bushy. It is just bursting out. I definitely think this is a very good mustache here. Okay, next up is going to be a good one. This is Edmund Blackadder from Blackadder Season 4, where Blackadder is serving in the military in World War I. And our first photo here is a Blackadder who is not looking too happy here. This is my favorite season, of course, of the Blackadder. There's only 4 seasons. And one thing I like about Blackadder is he's a slippery character. Not necessarily because he wants to deceive people or he wants to do bad things, but he just wants to benefit himself, even if it just means staying alive. So here we have Blackadder, and not looking too happy. His mustache is great. It is a perfect rectangle upon the top of his lip. It just stretches from one side to the other. Of course, we have military uniform regulations, so it is above the top lip, trimmed well. Definitely, again, just like we were talking about with Inspector Henckel's, we've got photos here with great color contrast. We've got a lot of drab colors, this time browns and greens, and yet his mustache sticks out of it. So definitely draws your eyes right to it. Here, our next photo, him in an interior environment. You can see his mustache is well kept. He is looking more presentable here, wearing his uniform, and he's got his what would we call this, ranks and such on his collar there. Or, well, I suppose that wouldn't be the rank, that would be which platoon or which group you're with here. Could be the Grenadiers or what have you. Okay, next up we've got Blackadder again. This one is with his very well looking cap on his head, and you can see that even a not so great quality photo, his mustache is very well aligned here. Okay, next up we've got, let's see here, Daniel Plainview from the movie There Will Be Blood. This was perhaps the most influential character for me when I was embarking on my mustache journey. I remember seeing his mustache and I thought, that's the one. That's the mustache for me. That's the perfect mustache. In every way, it's my favorite type of mustache. Let's see here. Daniel Plainview, quite an interesting character, of course. He is dedicated, determined to succeed no matter what. Morals are second to success and profit. So here we have a photo of him. This, I believe, was after, was it the well was on fire or what have you, and they were trying to put it out. It's been a while since I've seen the film, but he's got his pipe in his mouth, and you can see even with stubble covered in oil, his clothes covered in oil, his mustache still stands out. You would imagine that it would blend a little more, but you can even see in this, the mustache is three-dimensional. It is bulging out of his face. The next photo here, a nice up-close picture. You can see he's growing a little bit of stubble on his face here, but his mustache is in perfect form. That is just fantastic. The light does not penetrate it. It is like a void. A void light is unable to escape. It is just the most incredible mustache, in my opinion. Okay, next up, this is a good one. I think many people will probably agree with this one. This is Arthur Shelby from Peaky Blinders TV series. He definitely has a good mustache. It is bushy. I don't know if he uses wax in his mustache when filming it, but naturally there might not be too much variety where the show takes place in history. So he has a nice bushy mustache. In this first photo you can see it's just popping out of the face. It is definitely a mustache on the attack, you could say. Good form. It is the perfect example of perhaps what you would call, in that particular photo, unkept but looking good. Our second photo here, a little more formal. This one here, you can see the mustache is a little more contained. It is at the corners, dipping down. Definitely complements the face here, especially, again, we're talking about the colors of the photo here. We've got a lot of light browns here, browns and reds that go together quite well. And then you can see that his form is, it almost doesn't even belong. It's almost like it's on top. And then, of course, you have his darker colors, and then you've got his skin is a nice complementing color to the background with the mustache popping out. Let's see here. The last photo, this one's quite small. I'm not even sure if I'm going to show you it. Him sitting down. It's from a distance, but you can still see the mustache in good definition. Okay, that concludes our top 10 mustaches in movies and TV, live action of course. I understand that perhaps you will be ready to say that you forgot about this mustache or you forgot about that mustache. And, well, maybe I did forget about it, or maybe I didn't include it, or perhaps it will appear in my sequel video, which I already have planned out, but I will not release it anytime soon. This sort of series, I think, I shouldn't overdo. So when there's a lull in content, you could say, when I run out of things to review or things to mention or other ideas, I'll throw one of these top 10s in. So I have 4 top 10s in total. This is the first one. I have another one for movies and TV. So if I did not mention your favorite mustache in movies and TV, put it in the comments down below. Tell me why you like it. right? Don't just say a mustache. Tell me why you like the mustache. Why do you think that that is one of the best mustaches? There's a chance that it will be in my next video, but if not, I will certainly make a note of it. There are many mustaches that I did not include in this one or the next top 10 that I have planned out. So I would be very happy to take a look. Please let me know the name and the TV series or the movie name so that I can check it quickly. And I hope you enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, let me know in the comments. Leave a like. Feel free to subscribe if you wish to see. I mainly do mustache product reviews or other things which I haven't even touched on yet. But mainly product reviews for the mustache. I fit into a niche on the mustache review YouTube market, you could say. I fit into a nice niche, I would say. So I think that I am a good addition to other content reviewers for mustache or beard products. I'm a mustache only kind of guy, but I definitely appreciate a good beard. I don't think it's my place to make a top 10 beards in movies and TV, but I would hope that maybe another content creator who does it, if they haven't already, maybe they would consider doing a top 10 beards. I'd love to see it. But anyway, thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the sequel top 10 mustaches in movies and TV shows. I do have it ready to go, but I won't release it too soon. I don't want you to get tired of it. So, until next time, toodaloo.